be a little close still. Here we go. I don't know if anybody will jump in. I only got a few minutes. I can't be on here long because the Joe's coming, but I had something I want to talk about. So I'm going to do it as a live because then it'll just self-upload. And guys, if y'all come in here, give it a like, thumbs up, and share. So I'm just going to record it this way and go because I don't know what time Joe's going to get here. And if people jump in, they jump in. So yesterday I had, was yesterday or the day before yesterday, Chuckerette. And I ain't seen you in a long time, girl. Happy you doing okay. She put a comment down on the video we were talking about in dealing with just kind of like my frustration with what was going on and just talking about the craziness with the war and all that stuff. Who's that? Hey, Rochelle, what's up? Happy Sunday, baby. How you doing? So I ain't gonna be on here too long because Joe's coming. So I'm dressed so he can come get me. And I think he wants to go get sushi. So we'll do that. But anyway, I'm just gonna talk about something that came up. And I don't know who all coming in. So welcome. Everybody give it a like, thumbs up. Make sure you share them out. Comment too. Not only in the chat. Hey, Chicago BBW, what's good? I call it it's ugly banana bread because it ain't pretty. But y'all can see it's really moist. I took a little piece off for Joe. That's a little hunk off of what I tasted. That was the taste. And it was this, I didn't come recipe myself. It was on, I Googled it, called Easy Banana Bread. Now, you know, she probably wasn't one of us. She wasn't. But she laid out the basics. And I was like, okay, I just need the basics. What I did like, so let me just chime in here on this. It says 3 medium bananas. That's not enough for me. So this go round, I had 5 going bad, and I was like, I'm gonna use all 5. Because the 3 in the first batch I did, it wasn't enough bananas. I like banana. If I want banana, I want to taste banana. So I did 5 bad bananas, or going, ripe, real ripe bananas. What I do like is she doesn't use oil. She uses either mayonnaise or dressing, which means like probably Miracle Whip. I'm more of a Miracle Whip person. I did have mayonnaise in there, but she uses mayonnaise. So I'm just going to tell you, so y'all can write this down because I ain't going to go in here and type it. 3 medium bananas mashed, a half a cup of mayonnaise, or I'm going to say Miracle Whip, some kind of dressing like that. That replaces your oil, so you don't need no oil. 1 egg, and by the way, I didn't use 3 bananas. I did the first time, and it was okay. I liked the second time. I'm going to tell y'all what I did. So the 3 medium bananas, I actually used 5 on this one I just did, which is much better. Half a cup of mayonnaise, or like I said, Miracle Whip dressing. 1 egg, 1.5 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of salt, 3/4 cup of sugar. Now, because I have diabetes, I didn't use real sugar. I used I used it. I use that. I get these at Costco. So like this right here, monk fruit sweetener, and it's like a granular sugar. So if y'all can see it in there, it's like granular sugar. Y'all see that? So I measure that out just like sugar. And I use that in bacon. I use it on sweet potatoes. It's wonderful. And it's sugar-free. Okay? Sugar-free. And no aftertaste. 0, because that's all natural. Monk fruit is a natural sweetener. Okay? It's a fruit. That's how they make it. So I use that, but you can use sugar. So it says 3/4 cup sugar, and it said half cup chopped pecans. I didn't have pecans, so I did something a little different with mine. I used chocolate chips, and this time I put in I had, where's the other that I had? I had these. I like craisins. Hey, Tanya, what's up? I like craisins, so I use those, okay? And what I did last time, I put the chocolate chips in there and I stirred them into the batter. Don't do that because then they all settle to the bottom. And when it baked, I had all this. I mean, if you like that, it'd be fine. But I had gooey chocolate all on the bottom of chocolate chips. So what I did this time is after I put the batter in the pan, I then sprinkled the chocolate chips on top and I sprinkled the cranberries on top. Not a lot, just a little handful. And then I stirred them with a knife in kind of a circle until they dropped a little bit in the batter, and then I baked it. And this way I do see more of the chocolate chips in the middle opposed to all settling on the bottom, which I liked. Okay? So you, I mean, you can add whatever you want, but like I said, so and then she says oven at 350. I use my toaster oven, which is right there. He needs to clean it now. I use a toaster oven, and I had a glass dish. I oiled it, floured it, put the dough in there, and put it in a toaster oven. And it's weird because it does have 350, but then it does a heating element on the bottom, heating element on the top, and the top will cook too fast. So then they have just a basic bake setting, and I don't know what temperature that is. And that's what I do, and I just keep turning it every 30 minutes until it's firm and done. And I think I had to do 3 turns, so an hour and a half, if that, I don't know. And it says bake 60 to 70 minutes, so that's about an hour and some change. Um, and yeah, so that, and it comes out really good. The first time I had it was good. I like mine really, really moist. Applesauce is another replacement for oil. Yes, yes, applesauce too. I'd not done the mayonnaise, but I like the mayonnaise. And I actually, the first time I did mayonnaise, this time I had a little bit of mayonnaise left. I'm not a mayonnaise person, even though if it's on sale, I buy it. I am a Miracle Whip person. I like that salad whip dressing that's tangy like that. Some people are prefer mayonnaise. I prefer Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip is sweet and tangy, and I like that. I can't explain it, but I use the Miracle Whip. I use a little bit of leftover mayonnaise, and the rest of what I used this time was Miracle Whip. Or, was it? No, I think it was name brand Miracle Whip, but I got generic Miracle Whip too. And that's mainly what I use. And that's what I use this go round. Anyway, I'm not going to be on here too long, so I got to make this quick because Joe's going to be coming. I wanted to talk on this real quick, and it was something Truckerette, and I hadn't seen her. We used to work together at Swift. And the first time I met her in the Swift bathroom as drivers. And she's like, "Aren't you?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's, so forth." But she's following the channel, and this is no shade. I think that she's not any different from a good chunk of our society right now. And I want to say this because and we may agree to disagree. I want people to think before we react and analyze our emotions and our thought processes on stuff. I am not a proponent for Trump. Never was, even when he was in office. I feel sorry for him. I think the baby is crazy as a box of rocks. Honestly, I do. But I am a proponent that God places people in the positions, especially those types of positions. And he had a purpose for him in that position, whether we like him or not. He did. There's different presidents I didn't care for and ones I did. And it doesn't matter because all of them God used for a purpose, okay? Point blank, period. She made a comment, and I want us to be careful with the bandwagons and the biases that we may have. We all have biases, but we have to weigh them in the balance, okay? Number one, she made the statement, and you gotta go read the comment. I don't need to lie on the baby. She made a statement. She said that Putin and Trump were responsible for the war in Ukraine. Where did Trump come into this? Now, later in another follow-up comment, she said, well, he praises Putin for what he did. Praising Putin for what he did does not make him responsible for that madness in Ukraine. That madness in Ukraine is on Putin. Trump has always been praising dictators because he's cuckoo and he looks at them as powerful, authoritarian, dominant men, and that's something he worships. And basically, from what I understand, if you read the niece's book, that's kind of how his father was. So he's praising what he knows or think or was um, ingrained to think was a good point of being a man and being a leader. He's great. He's genius. He's smart. Because those are the things he came up under a dictator type father. I mean, that's honestly when you read and you understand, which is weird because I told my father when he was alive, I told Grumpy, there's something wrong with him. And whatever it is goes back to his childhood. And then next thing I know, Mary Trump, the niece, wrote a book kind of telling all the issues with the baby, or a good chunk of the issues with the baby. I don't hate the brother. Actually, I feel sorry for him. You have to feel sorry for somebody who's that broken because of how they grew up. That's what's wrong with him. He's broken. And we have to be careful about our biases because we don't like aspects of who this individual is to say, oh, they're responsible for this because they may praise somebody. He didn't make them orders. Oh, boy, did. He didn't order them troops in there. Oh, boy, did. Putin is an old man stroking his own Johnny to feel good about himself and for whatever his reasons are. And all his reasons may not necessarily be about taking over that country. It might be financial. Because my view is all of this has to do with money and another word, power. So it might be a lot more about that, and also distraction. Worldwide, we're hurting from what happened with COVID. And like I said, COVID is not over. It's not really going away. It's I think it's going to become more manageable is what they're thinking. It's not going away. We're still going to have people die of this for years to come, like HIV and AIDS. HIV and AIDS never went away. When it first came out, it was kicking butt and taking names. But then it became a manageable disease. We got people living to be old people now who are HIV positive. But I had friends of mine, I partied with a lot of gay boys back in the day. And back in the day, I had friends that came with HIV and AIDS. They was gone. I mean, blink, they was gone. Blink, they was gone. And it was, and the way they died was horrific because of what that disease did. He want, yeah, he's, and that's kind of weird because my understanding is there were talks about them joining NATO back even with the Bush era. So him being mad about that and now all of a sudden pulling a butt fart out of his butt regarding that, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So he'll get dirt where all these people, the good, as many of them as can get out will get out, and they'll come to countries like America and surrounding countries, and we'll end up taking some more immigrants in like we always do. And it's sad, let me get on the bias thing, finish that off. We have to be careful. And I know that some people, you hate them, you hate Trump, but there's stuff you just don't put on people that ain't for them because you don't like them, because they sided with somebody you don't like. We have to be very careful when we look at biases. And that's not knocking her because she's not the only one. We've gone to extremes. It's like when I was talking about Black Lives Matter and what they support. It's not that I don't think, I know Black Lives Matter. Don't get me wrong. But all of a sudden they've gone to these extremes because we've been treated poorly all these years. So now I'm going to become an extremist and I'm going to say, oh, okay, I can have a black person who's doing just horrific crap and being just ghetto hood thuggy crazy ninja, and I'm gonna say, oh, the police, they shot him up, and stop, 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 stop. And he keep walking, get in his car, and then you wonder why you shut up and paralyzed or dead. And then we, oh, well, they use excessive force. Did they? Warning after warning after warning. But then we are a new generation of people. Oh, Jill's gonna take 20 minutes. Okay. There are a new generation of people who you basically, well, I don't want to really hear what you say, and unless you say it the way I want you to say it, then I'm really not going to listen to you. And the company I work at right now, they don't give statistics. They don't. Well, we don't want to do that. We don't give So the way they rate us is middle, bottom, top. That's still percentages that give them that. Give us the percentages. But oh, we don't want you to have a complex because we gave you the numbers. It's reality of life. But it's this new generation of folk. They can't handle it. It's like, well, they can, they don't want to, because they've been coddled so much to not deal with life and to smooth it over and to make it work for everybody. Well, everything don't work for everybody. It don't. And we ain't all gonna agree. And everything ain't roses and candy. And tulips ain't falling from the sky. There are gonna be storms on some days. It's gonna be hot as hell on some days. It's gonna rain some days. And it's gonna be sunshine some days. Everything ain't gonna be perfect and exactly the way you want it. That's unreality. But that's what we're trying to do, is give you this full life and this full thought process and this fakey stuff. That's why I like. That's one of the reasons I can't handle fake. I'm a realist. Like, okay, this is the reality. That's why I can be real about the fact I don't like old boy. I wasn't a fan. I think he's crazy as a box of rocks. But I think the Lord put him there for a reason. I'm not a fan of Biden. I don't think Biden is necessarily crazy, but I do think he's a politician. And I don't believe him. Most politicians lie. So I'm not buying everything you telling me. But oh, I'm jumping on this bandwagon because well, I like him and blah blah. I don't. Is he better than the other one? In some ways, yes. In other ways, no. You know, a lot of people gonna beat Trump out though, because the baby was crazy as a box of rock and he dumb. He was not an intelligent man. So he wasn't smart. I could just tell by the way he spoke, by the way he acted. He ain't smart. What he is though is genius on the crook level. Hey Oracle, what's up, baby? He genius on that level. That baby's a crook. He's good at what he does. He definitely him and his kids. They grifters. That you're very good at. That he's learned how to do well. Don't make you intelligent. It just makes you a good crook. Well, first of all, I look at Putin and I think he got little man syndrome because Putin don't look that tall. He looked like he a little short dude. And I think he got little man syndrome. And little men tend to want to show where they are lacking in certain areas. And in their size, they tend to want to show it in other areas. So I believe that's part of this. Um, and he's got power. He's a dictator, and he came up in old Russian mindset, like that old communist mindset and regime, which I did a correction video because I kept saying Berlin Wall was Germany, but it was due to communism. And the thing is what I was trying to point out was that when that wall came down, communism thought came down, and what Putin is doing to me is a more communistic tactic of you're going to do what I want to do, and I'm controlling the narrative. And that's a communistic way of thinking. It's a very dangerous way of thinking. Um, we got to be careful. We just got to be careful. Um, I'm concerned about how we see things in the matter of judging people and saying, oh, because this person did this. And that goes back to the same thing with us jumping on bandwagons to defend stuff that we shouldn't be defending. I, I can't defend somebody who ain't gonna listen. I don't like bad behind kids that don't listen. And if I'm an authoritarian, I'm not beating on you, but I'm telling you to stop. I'm telling you to stand back here at the back of this car because I see you have a warrant out. I'm not beating on you. Just stand back here. I go to my car as a police officer to make the. He ain't in handcuffs. This ninja, and this ninja go run and get in the car, and then you wonder why you shot up. And I don't know if they killed him or not. I remember if they killed him or he ended up paralyzed. One of the two. One of the two. And then we jump on bandwagons like the one guy, you cripple. I guess he's not, but he gonna go to the drug house to do his drug deal. And then when the cops snatch him out the car and put him in handcuffs, don't get me wrong, I get handicapped, but you handicapped doing criminal activity. I'm sorry. I got no justification for you, bruh. You ain't like the little kid going to get some Skittles and somebody start messing with you. You involved in a criminal activity. So where is it that now we justify criminal behavior? And yes, I know it's different for us. I do. But at the same time, if I don't see them attacking you immediately and they're telling you to stand and be still, do that. Do that. It is different for us. And it just is. And it hasn't changed much. I'm at a company right now. It's a very diverse company. When you see from the ground up, very diverse. When you get into the management level, that diversity starts diminishing, at least for us. Now, for maybe Latinos, I'm seeing more of them in areas. But for us, we're sprinkled. But again, it's some of the, I don't know what it is. It's always a harder road to toe, the chocolate or the skin goes. And that's just the way it is. Anyway, y'all, the Joe is coming. This was just a quick thing. Let me see what anybody said. Let's see. Go away. Oracle. Oh, that's all right, baby. Healthy snacks. Oh, Rochelle, you like that? I love me some sushi. It's gonna be light because I kind of ate earlier, and with the bulge, with the that lump in the stomach, like right now my stomach's doing this. Honey, it's having a conversation. It talks. That intestine, he said it's probably a small intestine pushing through the hernia. Oh, and I did get to CT. So I did go to this other CT place and they were great. Matter of fact, it was a dude from Boston, Mass. He was totally cool. Ooh, let me talk about some shows, y'all. I got some shows for y'all real quick. I'm still waiting on Joe. He ain't here yet. So, shows real quick. I don't know if y'all seen this new show called Bel Air. So Will Smith produced another. It's like it's a take off Fresh Prince of Bel Air, but with a modern spin. And I'm enjoying it so far, except they had to bring in some of the new world stuff, but I'll leave that alone. But I'm enjoying it so far. It's been definitely it's a good show. The acting's good. It's pretty good. That's one, and it's on Peacock if you do web TV. Another show on Peacock is called Departure. And that just ended up in the middle of the night. I think I was fell asleep on something, and it showed up when I woke up, and I'm like, ooh. And I was up for about an hour on that one. Departure is bomb. Bel Air is, I don't know that I saw on Amazon. I did Peacock. It's $4.99 for Peacock with commercials. So I went ahead and did it. I wanted to see that, and then I watched a sci-fi something on Peacock, and then I'm stuck on Departure. Departure is actually it's English, kind of British based show, but it's really good. It talks about a plane, and there's something going on that ain't right with this plane crash. So that's all I can tell you. I don't want to give it away. That's really good. I don't know if y'all watch Discovery, this new Star Trek. You can get that through Prime as long as you're part of Paramount. And I have that through my Prime. So I like that. I just started Yellowstone, which I like. Yellowstone's good, but who I really like is 1883. 1883 just, I want to go up and slap whoever came up because 1883 to me is bomb. It is a Western, but it deals with, in my analytical mind, it deals with so much stuff. It deals with um, people coming from other countries, immigrants, actually from Russia, I believe it was, coming to the U.S. And they have guides that are taking them across the country. And I think it starts out in Texas, and they're going all the way. Their goal is to go to Oregon. It talks about the Native Americans. It talks about, oh my God, this show talks about being black during that time and the black man falling in love with this Russian chick. And, he's telling her how this is not accepted in America. It talks about the young girl who's narrating the whole story, and she ends up being what she calls a cowboy, meaning that she's not your typical girly girl. Child, that show is on HITT, is on hit. It depends on where your mind is at. For me, Joe said he couldn't do it because I guess it's too slow for him. I'm a person, I like stuff to make me think. I don't like nonsensical stuff. Like stupid stuff. I can't stand like stupid humor. Okay, I'm not usually a comedy person. It has to be really funny for me. Otherwise, a lot of stuff that people go and like, oh, I want to go see this. I'll be like, oh my God. For me, it makes me want to just go hang myself outside. I can't. I don't like dumb comedy. I'm just like, this is stupid as hell. I'm not a horror person either. And I'm sure there are good horror, but I'm not a horror person. I don't like nonsensical cutting folks up, blood and gush and gore. I don't like that. And I normally don't like it on a lot of levels, but it's got to make, if something happens and death happens, and it's got to make some really good sense in the show. Like 1883, some stuff makes sense. They scalp people and how people would be when they scalped them and just the weird stuff they did. It makes sense. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm trying to think what else. Discovery was one. 1883. I got Disney because I do like some of the stuff, like some of the Star Wars stuff. I've been watching some of the Star Wars stuff, like with the one with the little Yoda, Mandalorian, and oh, what's the assassin? Mandalorian was one, and then there's assassin one. So I've been watching those because I like Star. I mean, we all grew up with Star Trek. I mean, Star Wars and Star Trek, but Star Wars. But the Discovery Star Trek, they put a sister in charge now. We finally got a black captain and female. My baby is bad, baby girl bad. So I enjoy her. I didn't like Star. I don't watch the one with Janeway. I didn't like that one, and there was one other Star Trek I didn't like, and actually I can't even watch them because I just didn't like the actors they put in charge captain wise. So I never watch them. So I knew I didn't like Janeway, and there was one other captain they did for Star Trek. I was like, love Picard, love the original Captain Kirk, but yeah, I couldn't do that. But those are some of the shows I'm watching, so y'all check those out. Anyway, y'all 2 and 2, be blessed. Peace, like, subscribe, share it out. And thanks for watching. Y'all be praying for Ukraine. Be praying for them people. Because it's just, it's disgusting. And that whole situation is disgusting. Peace.